Good happy Tuesday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Riley's Kingdom of News right here on WRMK News Radio. We got a jam-packed program to get to on this Tuesday. It is Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. Let's get started right now. First up, nearly 1 month since ban on camping in public areas was approved in Manchester. Let's take a listen to that report right now.
We're coming up on a major fundraising deadline, and there aren't many more between now and the election. So I am asking you to pitch in right now to help us meet our goal.
It's been nearly a month since Manchester's Board of Mayor and Aldermen approved a ban of all public camping in the city. And while the mayor says they've made progress,
citations have been issued, arrests have been made if contraband was found on them or other illegal activity was being engaged in.
Advocates for the homeless say they really haven't seen much of a change.
People are still very much living in public spaces because they have no other place to go. The shelters are full. What few beds they do have tend to go fairly quickly. Even if they don't, it's not nearly enough to cover the amount of people who are stuck on the sidewalks or in other public places.
Mayor Rouet pushed for the change after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that communities could ban camping in public spaces. He says that they've issued a number of citations, but he couldn't say how many of the $250 fines have been paid.
But at this point, you can't say if any of the fines are actually being paid.
At this time, I can't. Well, I've always said that this is a tool in the toolbox, that we have to address this comprehensively, and enforcement plays a role in that. There has to be a deterrent mechanism to ensure that our public places are for the entire public.
Here on Pine Street is where a massive encampment used to be. You can see most of those people are now gone, but if you just go down the street, and you'll see that people have just moved to other spots.
It's the old game of whack-a-mole, where if you chase them out of one place, you're going to have to chase them out of the next and the next and the next endlessly, because they still have no place to go.
The mayor says he understands that difficult reality and that it's all part of a bigger problem over a lack of housing in the city.
Housing is certainly something that we need more of in the city of Manchester, but addressing the underlying causes of it, whether it's addiction or mental health or lack of employment. This is a comprehensive response to this.
Advocates say, though, they still don't believe it's solving the issue.
Changes to ordinances and increased enforcement is not making anybody less homeless. It's not making anything better for anybody.
In Manchester, Ariel Metropolis, WMUR, News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. We want to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts on this and things. Email us right now at rknetwork1995@gmail.com. That's rknetwork1995@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts on that. Biden says extremism on Supreme Court undermines the confidence. Let's take a listen to that report from NBC News.
President Biden is calling for sweeping changes on the Supreme Court, saying yesterday that extremism on the court is undermining public confidence in the institution. The president is urging Congress to impose term limits, capping justices at 18 years on the high court. He's also calling for a binding code of conduct focused on financial disclosures and conflicts of interest.
The court is not self-policing. The court is not dealing with the obvious conflicts of interest. We need a mandatory code of ethics for the Supreme Court, and we need it now.
President Biden is also proposing a constitutional amendment to hold presidents accountable for crimes committed in office. No immunity. However, none of the proposed changes are likely to pass in a closely divided Congress.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Okay, and there you go on that report. We want to hear from you as well on that. Do you agree with Biden? Yes or no? Let us know. Email us at rknetwork1995@gmail.com. Trump agrees to be interviewed by FBI after rally shooting. Let's take a listen to that report from NBC News.
Video fiber internet makes working from home a breeze. Our dedicated connection gives you more bandwidth.
Former
President Trump has agreed to be interviewed by the FBI as part of an investigation into his attempted assassination. Trump was struck in the ear during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on July the 13th. The gunman, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, was shot by Secret Service snipers after the assassination attempt. His motive still unknown. Meantime, Ronald Rowe, the new acting director of the Secret Service, is set to appear before a Senate panel today over the security failures on the day of that shooting.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Okay, and there you go on that report. FDA approves new blood test to detect colon cancer. Let's take a listen to that report from CBS News.
In today's Health Watch, the FDA has approved a new blood test that could change the way we detect colon cancer. Here now, CBS News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. John LaPook, who specializes in gastroenterology. Good morning. How you doing? Let's jump right into it. So what can you tell us about this test and how it compares to other cancer screening options available?
All right, what's a simple blood test? Yeah, it's a blood test, and you're looking to screen people at average risk for colon cancer, okay? And right now, the gold standard is still the colonoscopy. You go in, you look, you can find early cancers, you can find benign polyps, pluck them out. They don't have the potential to grow into cancer over time. There are stool tests that are looking for blood or genetic material, combination, and you have the X factor. A lot of people don't want to do those stool tests. So now we have a simple blood test that's 83% sensitive and effective at picking up colon cancer. Now, it's 100% at stage 2, 3, and 4. It's less effective at stage 1, about 55 to 65%, the co-CEO of the company told me yesterday. And you really want to be able to diagnose it earlier when it's in the most curable stages, and it's not very good at picking up just benign small polyps.
So if you test positive, then what do you do? And when will it become more widely available?
If you test positive, you need a colonoscopy, and I should say that about 10% of the time, it's a false positive. So it's saying it's positive, but you actually don't have colon cancer, and of course you're going to be anxious, but you do the colonoscopy, you say, okay, I don't have colon cancer. Now it's going to be available, again, this co-CEO told me yesterday that within the next couple of months, they're getting a sales force out there, they're making it more widely available. He wouldn't say exactly, but within 2 months, it should be more widely available.
Dr. LaPook, price tag and will insurance cover?
So about $900 right now, if it's not being covered. Medicare is going to cover it. The question is, will the private insurance companies cover it? Usually they follow suit. Medicare covers it, they follow suit.
That's good news. All right, Dr. John LaPook, really great having you. Thank you very much.
We're going to bring in our political...
Okay, and there you go on that report. Very interesting news right there. We're going to switch gears now, and let's take a look at your U.S. markets and see how the stock market is doing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average in the red, NASDAQ up in the green, S&P 500 in the green, gold in the green, oil in the red, US 10-year in the red, Euro/USD in the red, and VIX in the red as well. And that does it for this edition of Riley's Kingdom of News right here on WRMK News Radio. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another news edition. Goodbye.